Correct. I think the beauty of doctors being doctors is that we, at the end of the day, we still practice evidence-based medicine. So the evidence doesn't lie, and people are slightly going to convince themselves that, oh, it's going to work better and better over time. So I think that mentality that doctors have is pretty good, that it sort of moves us forward towards a better treatment outcome for patients and technology in itself. So on that note, I'm very curious about the reason, because you study in UK. So what is the reason that shifts you towards SNEC or even coming to Singapore, which is sort of a very risky career move per se, from going from UK, being established ophthalmologist to Singapore. So what is the reason why?
So I mean, I spent 6 years at Moorfields, and I mean, Moorfields is probably regarded one of the best hospitals in the world, and certainly best in the UK, I think. And after I did all my training there, I thought it's quite good to get some experience abroad as well. I just thought it'd be quite nice to just get some experience outside the UK. And so I was looking at places to go. I actually had never even been to Asia before. I've been to India, but I'd never been further east of India before and stuff. And then, so I was looking at places to go. A lot of the guys who were senior to me, you had been to Australia to do fellowships as well. But a lot of the people that had started to retire. And then I was looking around. I thought, okay, where would be a place that, you have to think, can you live in a country? I mean, you're going to be there for a year as a fellow, obviously, so there's all these things you're going to take into consideration. Then I came to visit Singapore in 2000, I think in 2004 for a holiday, or 2005 holiday. And then after that, I thought, okay, this is somewhere I could stay for a year. And then I came for a year and a half, basically, to do a bit of research, and then also to do clinical work, clinical fellowship as well. And then, and then after that, I was part of a group that got quite a large grant here back in 2007, 2008, mainly focused on cornea and glaucoma diseases. And then they said, look, I want to basically lead this team and take on this position and stuff. And then I spoke to a lot of people in the UK, and they said to me, look, you have nothing to lose to stay for a few years. And if you don't like it, just come back and things. So I thought, okay, well, let's just see what happens. And then, 2 years has now turned into 16 years. So it's like, gone on from there. And I think that the nice thing was that the appeal of doing 60, 70% clinical, 30, 40% research, and being able to then change your career as you've gone along. And also it's, at that time, it was an opportunity because to really do really cutting edge stuff and try to then enrich this in my research, in my clinical work. And having come from the Moorfields, I always felt that the best clinicians were the guys who did research. I mean, I saw that when I was a junior, and that was very left as a big imprint on me anyway. So I was already in that way of thinking. But to be able to do really cutting edge stuff and things, there was an opportunity there itself, and that's basically what happened. And then it's just gone on from there. Basically, other opportunities grew. You learn new skill sets, things like that, and then it's just basically gone on from there. And the time has gone quite quickly over that time period.
So basically, that Singapore is a place that sort of nourished the development and also the innovation in terms of ophthalmology, and also but then if for you going to Singapore at the very first place, is there any a cultural shock or difference that kind of deters you to stay in Singapore per se?